Have you ever worked really, really hard trying to find resolution to some issue until you became so frustrated you just got up and walked away from the whole thing, hoping that maybe a little bit later some new thought might come to you? And then all of a sudden, creative thoughts begin flowing, you have new clarity, and you wonder, why didn't I think of this before? It's the perfect solution. I've become increasingly intrigued with what we are learning about the human brain. Have you seen some of those brain scans showing how different parts of your brain lights up or shows more activity depending upon what you're doing? Or how the reactions of the brain change depending upon maybe what you see or smell or hear? Or how a variety of stimuli, including the people you spend your time with, bring different responses in the brain? Now, these studies have created in me sort of a wonder about how much decision-making power we really have. But at the same time, they've also made me think about how we might be able to change our very own brain functioning by the choices we make. For instance, how we think and feel, which is very closely related to what is going on in our brains, may depend to a large extent on what our choices of activities are, what we watch, what we listen to, the smells around us, and the people we hang out with. Brain research has also shown something else, that creativity comes not during hard work, not in the midst of endless meetings, not while an incessant flow of information is coming our way, but in downtime, during times of rest, when we are not working, at least not in any of the ways that we usually consider work. It's those times when we stop the flow of stimuli long enough to allow our brains to process a multitude of material, connecting and reconfiguring vast amounts of information into something perhaps never thought of before. You see, constant focus and activity, what we usually expect when people are supposed to be working, stops the imaginative process necessary for effective problem solving, for generating truly productive initiatives, and for really being good workers. We need uninterrupted blocks of time, not times of more focus and more intensity on the task at hand, but just time to be, downtime allowing our brains, our bodies to rest and to rejuvenate. And it's in these moments when we are not working in the traditional sense that new ideas develop and flow, enabling our best efforts to shine forth and get the job done. Now, before you get too concerned about your relatively new head of staff encouraging staff members to sit around and do nothing all day long every day of the week, let me assure you there are two essential pieces to this creative process. Downtime is one of the components. The other component is hard work. There's still plenty of room, if you're concerned, for the good old Protestant work ethic. It's just not the whole story. Brain research shows that creativity needed to be effective workers, indeed to be effective human beings, is a balance between hard work and time to be disengaged from our hard work. It's after the hard work and concentrated effort that creativity emerges in the resting time that follows. Uninterrupted blocks of downtime become wonderfully productive creative spaces precisely because they follow the hard work. It's that alternation between work and relaxation, between focused concentration and free-floating thought, between strenuous effort and Sabbath time that is essential to our being, to our health, to our best work, and to our relationships. It's that ebb of flow that is central to who we are, how we operate, and how we get the job done in the best possible way. That's what brain studies tell us anyway. And all of this research, brain research, really does fascinate and intrigue me, though perhaps these discoveries are not so new, really. On the seventh day, God had finished all the work of creation, And so on the seventh day, God rested from all the work of creation. According to the story, this God in whose image we are supposed to be created did all of this great work, and then following the hard work, God rested. Maybe waiting for the next creative idea for this ongoing creative work, moving on and on before us even in our day. At any rate, we get the picture of Sabbath time, the leisure after hard work, as being important, perhaps from the beginning of time, important enough to make the list of the Big Ten. You know, the Big Ten found in the 20th chapter of Exodus, when the big rules were being laid down as the bedrock of the community of God is being established and set in motion. Notice the rule is not just about you. It includes your whole family, the people who work for you, the sojourner, the stranger in your midst, the immigrant in our midst, even the animals. Everyone is to have time to rest after hard work, following the pattern set out by God from the beginning.